Ashe, Ashe, and grand rising once again to you all, my very beautiful people. Yes, you, my highly enriched melanin people. You, the Earth's original and organic humans, aka my fellow Africans. It is I, the Mystic Philosopher, and yes, it is evident that I'm still here with you another time on this side of reality. And welcome back to the Mystic Peace, talking again on the 15 Minutes with I, the Mystic Philosopher, episode 51. Now, the main topic of this series of talks, as you know, is stress on the mind, or more correctly, the impact that this thing called stress has on the thing that we humans call mind. And that from I, the Mystic Philosopher's perspective, the solution to this problem or to this disease called stress can or it may be found in and by understanding, and overstanding the want equation. Namely, want is equal to money, which is equal to stress, which is equal to unhappiness. And also by putting into practice the knowledge that can be gained from this profound equation. Please memorize it. And the quote that I am using and have been using to make my point and to illustrate my point is from the 23rd Psalm, Psalm 23 and verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd and I shall not want. And that is again to be found in the Adamic Race History and Holy Book. Now, in today's episode, episode 51, I am going to divert a bit from the main topic and use it to start answering a question that I have received from one of my fellow independent thinkers and listeners and truth seekers. You may also notice that I said I will start answering. Well, my reason for saying that is because I have been giving a lot of thought to this my listener's question, and not only have I learned a lot for myself, and is learning a lot for myself, just thinking about it, but it has also inspired me to share with you some new insights and perspectives into some things that, from my perspective, are not only very relevant to our personal redemption and our personal restoration as melanin people, but also relevant to the redemption and restoration of our race and our people. And so my response to this question will be longer than 15 minutes, and thus I will have to do it in more than one episodes. And the question that he asked is this, and you will understand why I do it in more than one episode as I continue. The question that he asked is this. He said, "Good morning, my brother. So, if one wanted to learn how to use one native language, what is it? And how can we learn how to speak it?" Now, it's a very deep question, right? So from my Mystic Philosopher's perspective, this, my beloved brother, is awake, or he is being awakened, or else he could not ask such what I consider to be a thoughtful and brilliant question. And in order for him to be asking this question, he too must have come to the knowledge, the understanding, and the overstanding that what I am saying and what I've been saying, at the very least, worth listening to, and also worth looking into. Need to put further investigation into it. So thanks for doing that so far, my brother. So again, thanks for listening, my brother. Yes, I thank you for listening, and above all, thanks for taking the time to write and ask this question. Now, in my attempt at answering your question, I will first tell you a little story, and then I will dissect the story into, let's say, around 10 parts, because I want to use it. And then I will elaborate on each part, and hopefully by the end of the answer, or by the end of me doing this, the answer will come, or at the very least, you will be placed on the path to finding that which you seek. So always remember, that which we are looking for, that which you are looking for is looking for you, or that which we are looking for is looking for us as well. Now, the story is called, that I will share with you, it is called The Lion and the Sheep. And it goes like this. There once was a baby lion, aka a lion cub, that was left among some sheep by its injured and dying mother. The sheep adopted it. They took care of it. They fed it and gave it shelter. The lion grew apace, or the lion grew rather quickly, fast. But regrettably, and being the product of its environment and having constantly been told by the sheep that it was among, that it too was a sheep, it started acting, started believing, it started acting and behaving, of course, like a dumb sheep. It said, ba, ba. So sheep, ba, ba. When the other sheep said, ba, 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 black, yeah, ba, ba. And whenever the sheep, whatever the sheep do, it does also. So one day another lion came by, a real lion, or a lion came by and saw his fellow lion not only hanging out with the rest of sheep, but he couldn't help notice that it was so comfortable with them. It was eating and drinking with them. It was even running when it saw him. And above all, it was making a dumb fool of itself, acting like them, like the sheep. To his astonishment, he saw and heard his fellow lion, aka the deceived young lion, acting and blurting like a dumb fool with the rest of sheep. With a stern voice, he said, "What are you doing here?" "Bah," said the young sheep. "I am a little sheep. I am a little sheep. I'm frightened." The lion responds, "Nonsense," roared the first lion. "Come with me and I will show you who and what you are." And he took him to the side of a smooth stream and showed him that which was reflected therein. "You are a lion. Look at me. Look at the sheep. Look at yourself." And the deceived lion looked and then said, "Bah, I do not look like the sheep. It's true. I am a lion. I am a lion." And with that discovery, he roared and roared. A roar that shook the hills to its core, or to its depths. Now, let me use this little story to illustrate my points and hopefully provoke you, or to provoke you some more and get you on the path to finding and answering your own question as best as I can. Number one, I told you I'm going to break it up in at least 10 parts. So the first part is this, and I quote, "There was once a baby lion, aka a lion cub, that was left among some sheep by its injured and dying mother." All right, stop there. Now, you might remember in my earlier, and I know you've been listening to me, my brother, and others. You might remember that in my earlier episodes, I told you in much detail who and what a sheep is. I told you the nature and characteristics of a sheep, and that it is considered to be one of the most docile, if not the most docile animal within the animal domain, or within the animal hierarchy. And I also told you that just like to be called black or any of its synonyms and euphemisms, to be called a sheep is not a compliment, but it is a rude and derogatory insult, etc., etc., and just to say the least for now. But more on that at another time. And right here from this story alone, we can see, or those of us whose common sense is activated and are intellectually honest, can see clear evidence that sheep ain't that smart, if at all smart. For we know, and we know of a fact, that in their natural state, lions and sheep are not friends. We know and know of a fact that lions are predators and an enemy of sheep. We know and know of a fact that lions kill and eat sheep. And only a sheep, aka a dumb fool or an idiot, that would adapt, care for, and nurture and raise its own potential killer. Only a sheep, aka a dumb fool, a damn idiot, that would adapt, care for, nurture and raise its predator, aka its enemy. We see we're only a fool, we're only a sheep, aka a dumb idiot, that would voluntarily, that's the word I should be using, voluntarily and irresistibly allow an enemy's child to suckle her breast and even put his or her life and his or her family's life in danger while protecting the life of his or her enemy. We see we are only a sheep, aka an idiot, a damn fool, that would hug and above all sleep, and sleep comfortably at that, with his or her enemy. And here we see that the lions, or the lioness, we see that the lioness know of a fact that the safety, or should I say knew of a fact that the safest place to leave her young lion cub and is guaranteed that it would be safe and secure and that it would also receive the best care possible and at the end still remain a lion in all its majesty, characteristics, and glory, is the only place that could happen is with and among the idiotic sheep. The lioness also know of a fact that in the fullness of time, the young cub will be awakened to the fact of what it is. And not only will it conquer and start ruling over the passive idiotic sheep, but she knew of a fact that he would always have food, aka lamb chops and meat, at his disposal to eat any and every time. Now, if at all, my people, you understand, understand, and overstand the facts that I have just revealed to you in this very first part of the story, then you will no doubt understand and overstand why our enemies are so comfortable in having us nurture, raise, and protect their old folks, their children, and themselves. Now you understand and overstand why after we nurse them, care for them, teach them, preach to them their own Bible, preach their own Bible to them and their own gospel to them, and teach them in their churches, teach them in their schools, teach them in their colleges, their universities, and their training centers and other institutions. And even after we fight their wars and give our lives for them, they then turn around and subjugate us, dominate us, condemn us, ill-treat us, enslave us, oppress us, arrest us, persecute us, brutalize us, do all manner of evil to us, slaughter us, kill us, and murder us. You name it, or you name them, and they do it, or they do them to us. And they are doing it to us. It is because they know that we are sheep, or at the very least, that we have become like sheep. They train us to become their sheep. Now, please ask yourself, my brother, are you a sheep or a lion? Please ask yourself, my people, my African people, are you sheep or are you lions and lionesses? Or lionesses? Now, and so, as I see I'm running out of time here, and so in the interest of time, I think I'll have to, and I should just pause here for today and ask that you please join me if I when next I'm talking again, possibly next episode 52, where and when I will continue answering this, my brother's question, before getting back to talking and sharing with you my perspective on this magical, mystical, and metaphysical aspect, on the magical, mystical, and metaphysical aspect of the word want, and the commandment and command, you shall not want, for I shall not want, you shall not want, we shall not want, and nor should we be found wanting. In the meantime and between time, please let me again remind you, my people, that yesterday's history too is dead and gone, no more to come back. Tomorrow is a mystery, it too may never come, but today is a gift, which is why we call it the present day. And so I hereby implore you, I'm imploring you to live for today. By live I mean claim your natural birthright. And just in case you don't know what that it is, or you may have forgotten your natural birthright, it is a happiness, and please fulfill your joy today and let no one steal your joy. And then again, let's hope for tomorrow, for it too may never come for you or for I. And thanks again, my people. Thanks for listening. I am the Mystic Philosopher. Ashe, 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 I say. I'll be back.